What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Cashed Out. And before we get into the topic for today, I did want to make a special announcement. I wanted to announce the winners of our 1,000 subscriber giveaway that we've been running for the past 2 weeks. So hopefully all of you entered in and who wanted to be involved. Hopefully all of you got a chance to enter and put your name in for the giveaway. Thank you everyone for participating. Thank you for being a part of this awesome community. And I'm excited to announce the winners. So we're gonna have 2 winners. So we had 2 different prizes that we're gonna be giving away. We have the Beats Flex earbuds, and we also have the Beats Studio Buds as well. And the first winner is Tammy. And Tammy, your most recent tech purchase that you put on the website was an iPhone 12. So congratulations to Tammy for winning one of the prizes. And our second prize winner is Matt. And Matt, your most recent tech purchase was the Canon 50mm lens. So congratulations to you as well. So congratulations to both of you. Keep an eye out on your email. I'm actually going to be sending out an email here shortly to get your mailing address and all that fun details so I can get this shipped out to you as soon as possible. So once again, congratulations to you two, and thanks everyone for participating. So keep an eye out. We're going to be doing some more giveaways as we hit other milestones, or if we have anything interesting that I think would be good to give away. So anyway, let's get into the topic for today. So today we're going to be talking about how to make your background more interesting. So if you're newer to video creation, or if you're newer to the YouTube game and you're just trying to figure out how to make your background look more interesting, today I'm going to go through some of the tips and tricks, some of the things that I've learned through doing YouTube for the past couple years, and just the things that have been able to help me create a set and a background that I enjoy. Because you want to make sure that your background is something that represents you, that showcases your style, your vibe, but also something that's not super distracting, right? You don't want to have a ton of stuff that's pulling away from the subject of your content. So I'm going to talk to you guys today about a couple tips on how to keep your background interesting, but also keep it from being super distracting. So let's dive into a couple of tips for that. The first tip to make your background more interesting is to make sure you declutter. Just declutter everything in your background before you sit down and start shooting. A lot of times you'll see people will shoot their videos and they have all sorts of random crap in their background. You got cats in the background, you got pizza boxes, basketballs, all sorts of just random shenanigans around the house that are sitting in your background. So you just want to make sure you take that time and declutter. Just move stuff out of the way. It doesn't take that long and it's not that difficult. Just make sure you remove stuff that's unnecessary out of your background. This is a basic and simple step, but you'll be amazed how many times it's forgotten. Heck, I've done it myself too. I'll just sit down and start shooting, and then next thing I know, I see some stuff in the background. I'm like, ooh, that probably shouldn't be there. So just make sure you slow down, take that time, declutter your background, just remove all the unnecessary stuff, and that'll make your video look 10 times better just from that. Just making sure that you're intentional with what's in your background and you're not just leaving random stuff in the background. So step 1, declutter, remove all the nonsense from behind you, and make sure that you at least have a decluttered background. The next step to making your background more interesting is to add some character. Add some things in your background that paint a picture of who you are, that kind of paint a picture of your character, your style, some of the things that you enjoy. So if you like reading, you can maybe have like a bookshelf in the background. I know that's what I have on mine. We got a whole bookshelf, tons of different books that we enjoy reading, me and my wife. So that's something that's important to me, that characterizes me. So I've got that in my background. I've got some camera lenses. Those are things that I enjoy, and it's things that are fun, but they're not super distracting. I literally just have maybe 1 or 2 pieces in my background that showcase who I am and the things that I truly enjoy. So find that for yourself. Look for things that you can put in your background that represent you and represent the things that you love, or things that are related to your video subject matter. So if you're into video games, maybe having video games in the background will be cool. If you're into like graphics and novels and things like that, maybe having some of those in the background, or having posters that represent that will be a cool addition. So basically, this is the point where you want to build out your set. You want to build out your background to be representative of who you are and what you stand for, but not distracting from the video that you're trying to create. So put components in your backgrounds that really help bring out your character, your interests, your passions, and that will help spruce up and make your background a lot more interesting. Now, something else that you can do to add some more interest to your background is to use some lights in the background to be able to kind of accent and complement that background. I typically use 2 light setup where I have the blue light right here, you can see it behind me, and then the red light on my other shoulder. And this is just to typically add some accents, kind of add some more interest into my background. So when you follow those steps in terms of adding things that are unique to you, adding some lights just kind of spruces it up even a little bit more, just adds a little bit more intrigue into that background. And I use just a cheap set of lights. I've actually been using them for a little bit here. I got these on Amazon, I think for like 30 something bucks or something like that. It was a set of 2 plain white LED light, but you can insert slides of different colors in front of that light to be able to change the colors into what you see back here with the blue and the red. So that's the one that I've been using for a little while, and it does the trick. It's super simple, it's affordable. You can also, if you want to upgrade, kind of step up your game with this, you can actually use some other lights, kind of like the Sandmarc Prolight Mini. And this is one that I've been experimenting with. Actually, the folks at Sandmarc sent this to me to try out and play around with it, and this has been absolutely awesome. It's a great upgrade from those cheaper Amazon ones that I've been using for a little while. And the Prolight Mini is actually awesome. The one that I got is the Sandmarc Prolight Mini RGB, and this allows you to be able to create a lot of different color combinations. In terms of the build of it, it's very sturdy, metal build all around. It feels very solid. It doesn't feel flimsy at all. Weight-wise, it's very lightweight. It actually is lighter than some cell phones when you have a case included in them. They actually feel very light, and they're portable. You can put them anywhere in your background that you want to, and the color from them is absolutely gorgeous. They actually come with, I think, millions of color combinations. The settings on there actually allow you to be able to mix different hues and saturations to get different color combinations. So whatever color you're looking for, you can more than likely be able to get it and get that exact color that you're looking for. So awesome tool, very versatile, and is a great upgrade because it can actually do a tons of other things. It actually has a lot of different features. You can actually turn it on to different modes, so it creates different effects. You got like lightning effects, it's got the ambulance effects, it's got the police siren effects. So it's got a ton of different effects that you can use for your creativity. So if you want to just change things up in your background or change things up in your video, you can actually use these lights to add that complementary color to it. The light also comes with a 1/4" connector on the bottom. I was actually able to use this and attach it to my camera's cold shoe and use it as additional light or just to add some color while I'm shooting, which is super handy. The other thing that I did like about these lights is that they last for a very long time. At 100% charge and using it at 100% power, I was able to get about an hour's worth of lighting out of this RGB, this Prolight Mini RGB. And if I used it at about 50%, I think I'd be able to get up to 2 hours. And most of the times, if you're shooting a YouTube video, you're probably not going to be shooting for like more than 2 hours straight. So these will definitely do the trick in terms of staying in the background and lighting the different scenes that you have set up. So the Prolight RGB from Sandmarc is an awesome upgrade if you're looking to kind of take it to the next level and get a little bit more creative or have some different color palettes that you can use to be able to mix and match in your background. So a lot of different options there, but whatever you do, adding some light to your background will definitely make it a lot more interesting and add more of that intrigue factor to it as well. Third and final tip that I'll give you in terms of making your background more interesting is to make sure you create some separation between yourself and the background. What you don't want to do is you don't want to sit right next to your background. You want to make sure that you create a little bit of separation, a little bit of distance between yourself and the background. And what this will do is it'll make for a much better, a much cleaner shot because you're not directly on your background. So it'll allow for the focus to be able to pull a little bit from that and create a little bit more of separation from there naturally. What you can also do in terms of camera settings is if you're using a wide angle lens, whether you're using like even an f3.5 to f4 lens would be just fine. Just make sure that you keep that distance between yourself and the background and then lower that aperture so that you kind of have a wider aperture, and that'll create that depth of field, that bokeh. What I'm doing right now on my 35mm is I'm actually using the f2.8 setting, and that's creating a lot of good separation between myself and my background. I'm seated far away from the background, but that depth of field now allows for even more separation and just makes it nice and creamy in the background. So this makes for a nice look, and it pulls the attention away from what's going on behind me and brings it right here. So this is good if you're shooting content. You want to make sure that you're focusing your audience on the subject matter, not on what's going on behind you. So making sure that you create good separation is the third thing that I would recommend, whether you do that with distance or you do that with your camera settings or both. I recommend both. Both is a good combination. So those are my tips for today, just to help you guys create more interesting backgrounds. Just make sure you declutter, put some interesting items that are relatable to you in the background, and then use some lighting and separation to be able to make that background really pop and add some more intrigue and interest to your background. So I hope these tips helped you out. Hopefully you're able to put them to use, make your channels a little bit better, make your videos a little bit better. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and tune in next time right here on Cashed Out. Take it easy, guys.